The internet is now on fire with montages of Luka's laughable defense. Luka getting blown by, Luka getting lost, Luka getting embarrassed over and over and over and over. You'd think he should change his name to Luka Doncic because there's no D in this game. So after Stan Van Gundy labeled Luka and Kyrie the best scoring backcourt ever, and after LeBron hailed Kyrie as the most gifted offensive player ever, both Luka and Kyrie are being ridiculed for the defense they play or don't play. So, Paul Pierce, how big a disadvantage has Luka's defense been for Dallas?
That's not what's losing them the game, Skip.
No.
I mean, we all knew Luka couldn't play defense since he got to the league. That's not what's losing them game. They losing because the Boston Celtics are just a better team. I mean, but yeah, Luka's defense is standing out because Boston decided to exploit that. They're not the first team to do it. They're the first team to do it effectively, you know, in this playoff run. You know, they tried to do that, Minnesota, get Ant-Man on Luka. They tried to do it. OKC, they didn't have the number of bodies that Boston had to make it effectively look the way it looked right now. Because now when you switch on to Drew, White, Brown, Tatum, in those other series, the only matchup you really had the advantage was Ant-Man. Who else can go at Luka like that? Before that, you only had Shai Gilgeous. Who else they had that could ISO him like that? So it's a little overblown to me. You know, it's just that Boston has so many great weapons. You know what I'm saying? They have so many great weapons to just super exploit it. I mean, I'm just wondering, like, where's the defensive system at? You know, because you can have average defensive players, but if you got a good system, it makes up for a lot of that. You know, I played with guys that had no defense, but I was on top-tier defensive team. And guys that like Luka. So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear no excuses. Oh, the Luka didn't play no defense. That's why Boston won.
No, I don't think that's
What's Kyrie doing?
I don't think that's what they're saying. I don't think people are saying that at all, Paul.
Nobody talking about Kyrie defense? Because last time I checked, I saw that was Brown who went by Kyrie and had the monster dunk down middle. But we're not talking about that.
No, there's been some of that, but it's mostly on Luka.
Yeah, a lot of it's on Luka.
Again,
he gonna share a lot of the blame because he's the superstar.
There you go. See, when you start doing this to people, you start rising them up above the water, Skip. The blame is the target.
Yeah.
When you are the primary defender in Game 3 and you're giving up 28 points, 6 more than anybody else, people start looking at that. Or people blowing by you and you giving no effort, that becomes egregious to the eyes that's watching. You sit there, you go, what the hell is he doing? He might as well not even be on the court. And then when you have your head coach, Jason Kidd, rather than just saying Luka is terrible at defense, he's trying to couch it a certain way to let you know Luka's terrible at defense by saying he's the duck, they got the red bullseye on him, and every chance they get him in a pick and roll and a switch, they're going to pick, switch, roll, and dunk on him. Mm-hmm. That's what he's saying to let you know he's not good on defense.
But we all know that.
No, you do. But like you said, though, Paul, Boston has a number of guys that can take advantage of that. The other teams can't take advantage of it.
Right.
So what they did against Minnesota is they decided the few times that Ant-Man was able to get him, they said, you know what, why don't you go guard Rudy Gobert and just hang out over there with him and chill? You can't do that now. So he becomes more exposed, not because of the system and not because of him, it's because of Boston and what they have. It's just like anything. If I got multiple receivers, if I'm Cincinnati Bengals and I got a T. Higgins, a boy, and a Jamar Chase, I'm in trouble because I don't have 3 defenders that can cover down on those 3 receivers. Mm-hmm. It's just impossible. And this is what
Especially when you have a quarterback who can immediately find the mismatch.
And you have a quarterback who can find the mismatch. And it's the same thing in basketball. When I got all these players that's running around that can score from multiple spots on the floor and knock down threes, I'm like, if Luka go in the middle, they got somebody. Go to the left, they got somebody. Right, somebody. In the paint, they got somebody. So it's like, he can't win. Because they going to find his ass. Trust me.
They're going to
find him. Good coaching. That dude, get him, man.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
what amuses me about all this, as I've pointed out to both of you many times, the book on Luka started his rookie year. Everybody said he plays no defense, go after him.
Yeah.
I told you about that Laker game in 2019. Kyle Kuzma, after the game, said, we just passed the ball to whoever Luka was guarding. And it went to the last shot, and Danny Green made a big one that saved you against Luka because he had a big game offensively because he almost always has a big game offensively. Despite his no defense and playing self, every year I look up and he's first team All-NBA. So somebody who's voting for the award just keeps saying, you know what? Doesn't even matter. Good on offense. He's one of the 5 best players in the league.
Yeah.
The last 3 years, I believe, we went into the season with Luka Doncic as the odds-on favorite to win the MVP, just for the record. So we have a lot of casual fans who are just now discovering, oh, look at this. Because you go on the internet, you see the montage. Boom, 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 boom. It looks really, really sorry. It does.
You said something there that made my ears perk up. You said every time you look up, he's on the All-NBA team, first team, right?
First team.
Have you really noticed that I'm sure you have. I don't even know why I said have you really noticed. Just look at the All-NBA teams. Everybody except the Joel Embiid type is offense. They're scoring 25-plus points.
I mean,
the league is about offense.
The world is about offense.
If they looked at both ends of the floor, ain't no way in the world he would make it. But that's not what they looking at.
No.
They looking at high scoring, who scores the most, who does the assist.
He led the league in scoring.
And he's going to be on that.
Scoring.
He's going to make it. If he scores 25, 30, if he scores 30 points for the rest of his career, he's going to make another 10 of them.
Okay. But somehow a couple of years back, they made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. And after those 2 acquisitions they had at the trade deadline, they went on a run this year, and albeit against subpar competition or whatever, they won 16 out of 18 games with him playing little to no defense.
But he also didn't have the offensive players to go up against on the other side.
Okay, I got you. But my point is, it still works at a really high level because if my eyes didn't deceive me, they just won the West. They went through the Clippers, right? And they went through the Thunder, and they went through Minnesota.
As the 5th seed. That's what's been underrated.
I literally get everything that you're saying.
I mean, somehow it worked okay. You know, right?
It works for that.
Yeah.
But you know what's going on right now? We're in a league, in an era now, there's not defense being played. Like, there's no high level. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, I tweeted earlier this year that I miss defense in the NBA.
Okay.
Like, and it went viral or something. I miss defense. Like, is there really, like, defense in the NBA, Skip? Think about this. We're at an all-time high in scoring points per game. I mean, on average, I think each NBA team averages about 115 points maybe or more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just is not as long as 10 years ago, Key, with my average. Like, you might lead the league in scoring with, like, 102, 103.
Yeah.
You know, so scoring is up. And with the rule changes, it doesn't allow you to play defense. So now, when you're scouting, when you're looking at guys in college, you're looking at guys who can score. You know, in multiple ways. You're looking at guys who can shoot the 3, who can drive and do all these things. You're not looking for... If you got a guy and you go to college and say, oh, he's the defensive player of the year, he might not get picked. He's the best defender in college. He might not get picked. He might get picked up on a free agent contract trying out for the team. But before that, you had a guy like that. He getting picked. He might be lottery. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different time now. You know, so they're not even teaching defense no more at the lower grassroots level.
I understand, but when I'm looking at it, and you saying, well, it's about all the offense, y'all winning because y'all playing defense.
Well, think about...
Right, think of y'all playing just enough defense that's better than their offense.
We got better athletes, too.
No, I was going to say, and y'all got better athletes. When you look at Minnesota, who they ran through, Minnesota had no offensive play. If Minnesota had one other dude that was... Cat got caught fire in that quarter and a half, they won that game.
He was capable.
They won that game. But if that was consistent and Cat did that every single night...
Yeah.
We might be having a Minnesota-Boston situation going on.
I agree.
But when you only got one guy, you ain't got to play no defense. If I got one guy, I don't have to do much.
Okay,
at all.
but Karl Anthony Towns is a legit all-star scorer.
But he wasn't legit all-star scorer in the series at all. He was like a,
We've had three.
you know.
We had think about this. We had 3 players in the same day score over 60 points. We had 2 70-point games in one day, and then I think Karl
Was it
Anthony.
Book?
Look at this. Look, I said this earlier in the year after Booker hit 60. Look what I tweeted. I miss defense in the NBA.
I will say
And then
this.
Luka dropped 73.
If I may, about you, when you were the truth in Boston, what I loved the most about your game was you could take LeBron
played
face to
both
face,
sides.
nose to nose, and you
But
could.
you don't need to tell us what you did.
hold
the
him
rules
off.
was different
Yeah.
because they allowed a little more bumping, Key. They allowed a little